Hello everyone, and welcome back to the 7 Wonders of Genshin series. Today, we'll be taking our first look at Natlan, specifically the areas released during version 5.0. Of course, this video will only cover the wonders of this part of Natlan, and future areas will be given their own videos as they're released. Also, this video does contain spoilers for the quests listed on screen now, so if you haven't done those, you have been warned. With that said, let's jump right in. To start off, I want to talk about Natlan's beautiful Sulfurous Veins. This area features some incredible mines and natural formations as well, with a few different levels to explore. Additionally, multicolored crystals of phlogiston and other material can be found all around here, making the area truly shine. During the World Quest series Shadows of the Mountains, we meet an NPC named T2 and learn about the lore behind this area. Objects known as shadow pins are scattered throughout the veins, with there being 3 lesser shadow pins and 1 greater shadow pin that together form a seal. The seal holds back the abyss itself, helping Natlan stay safe from potential invasions. However, the shadow pins that seal the abyss have started recently floating back up, which caused the seal to weaken. In order to strengthen the seal once again, we go around with T2 to drive the 3 lesser shadow pins back into the ground. Once this is done, we return to the site of the greater shadow pin. This pin comes crashing down into the ground below, forming a massive hole that leads quite far down. After a few preparations, the traveler and T2 make their way down into the hole. Eventually, they reach a place known as the Land of Myriad Megaliths. If you thought the Sulfurous Veins were beautiful, you are definitely in for a wonderful surprise. The Land of Myriad Megaliths is an absolutely stunning area composed of vibrant orange gemstones in which pure phlogiston flows. These crystals are even able to move around, forming platforms and barriers during the quest. As the quest continues, we learn the truth behind a story told about the Cataclysm. In modern times, the Children of Echoes tell stories about 2 soldiers from Khaenri'ah. In these stories, they are featured as embodiments of evil and are used as warnings. However, we are able to find out the truth about these 2 soldiers. It turns out that these 2 actually fought alongside warriors from the Children of Echoes back during the Cataclysm. They went by the names of Zephaniah and Irazar, and they would make the ultimate sacrifice to help Natlan. They held back the Abyss underground while Troror, an elder of the Children of Echoes, sealed the Abyss. The 2 soldiers were sealed alongside it, forced to fight against the Abyss for all eternity. Luckily, we were able to fight off the Abyss during our quest down here. Afterwards, we were finally able to grant a final rest to the 2 great heroes of yesteryear. Today, the Sulfurous Veins are pure and free of the abyssal corruption from below. Deep in Tequamakan Valley, you can find some ancient ruins that date back about 2,000 years. These legendary ruins are a place of unity between humans and dragons, and we are able to venture inside during the Between Pledge and Forgettance World Quest series. Upon first arriving in Natlan, we meet a young Tepid Losaurus who became our companion. However, they have the mark of the Flame Lord's blessing, which is very dangerous for them. As they grow, the power would become too much for their body to bear and they would die. Fortunately, there is a way to remove the Flame Lord's blessing, and visiting these ancient ruins is part of that process. Alongside our Saurian companion, we traverse these ancient ruins, solving unique puzzles along the way. These puzzles require a human and a Saurian to work together in order to make it through, and no one is able to do it alone. We even end up getting separated from our companion to follow our own paths through the ruins. Luckily, we do reunite with our Saurian companion soon after. As we explore this area, we learn what exactly these ruins are. Long ago, this was where the Sage of the Stolen Flame and the first Pyro Archon, Xbalanque, made a pact to work together. They promised to let the future of humans and Saurians to be as it may. I actually covered some of this lore quite recently in my Rise of Natlan video, so I recommend checking that out if you want to know more. Anyways, in order to prove ourselves further, we are tasked to help fight against the Abyss. Descending beneath the lava, we encounter an abyss-corroded Golden Wolf Lord. Upon defeating this frightening beast, we are able to make it to the ruins of the Sage of the Stolen Flame. Here, we obtain our first golden entreaty, an item which will be necessary on our mission to help our Saurian companion. We are then able to leave these incredible ruins and continue on our journey. As I said in the previous section, upon our first arrival in Natlan, we encounter a young Tepetlosaurus who soon becomes our Saurian companion. In order to meet them though, we are teleported to a mysterious location somewhere in Natlan. We are able to rescue our companion from the abyss, starting the plot of Natlan's main world quests. Afterwards, we leave this area and continue our journey through Natlan. What some of you might not know though is that you can actually revisit this mysterious place. At the bottom of a waterfall in Tepeacac Rise, you can find some golden pillars. Upon interacting with these pillars, you are teleported back to the very same place where you first met your Saurian companion. Now that the Abyss creatures are gone, it can be used as a new place to camp out in Natlan. You can even tidy up the place to make it feel more comfortable. Additionally, certain quests can influence this location. By completing certain world quests from In the Footsteps of the Chosen of Dragons, special souvenirs can appear in the rest area. These include an alpaca toy from Special Friends, gemstone jewelry from Gifts and Gifts in Return, and a secret source ball mechanism from Treasures and Collectors. As for what exactly this place is, that remains unknown. There are many dragon themes here, especially with the architecture. As our journey in Natlan continues, I'm sure that we'll eventually get some answers about this place and our companion's origins. Within Natlan's Kotepec Mountain, you can find a collection of ancient ruins known as the Ancestral Temple. Located to the east of the Scions of the Canopy, this place was built a very long time ago by the ancestors of the people of Natlan. During this time period, the earth refused to accept seeds and the flowers all withered. The people could no longer turn to the land for sustenance, and it seemed inevitable that a great famine would befall them. In desperate need of help, the people of this ancient era turned to the gods of the night for guidance. Of course, we know the gods of the night by their more common name, the Wyob. In the world quest To the Night, What is the Night, we learn more about the purpose behind this temple. It is said to be where the ancient ancestors re-established contact with the night, allowing more people to enter the Night Kingdom's gates. They would use obsidian statues to communicate with the Night Kingdom, a practice that continues into the modern day. When we first arrive here, we find an area of the temple that is initially sealed off. During the aforementioned world quest, an NPC named Legba tells us that this area is off-limits and taboo. However, while staying in Legba's camp, our Saurian companion went off in the night and dug out an obsidian statue from the ruins. As such, we are forced to enter the ruins alongside Legba to return the obsidian statue. After solving some puzzles, we make it to where the statue belongs. A Wyob manifestation then appears, which we are able to defeat. We then successfully return the statue, gaining Legba's respect in the process. We also briefly travel to the Night Kingdom during this quest, gaining hints about what's to come in future world quests. Above the Amayalka waters in southern Natlan, you can spot a group of floating islands known as the Upper Sanctum. Also called the Hanan Paka, these islands are incredibly hard to reach due to this height. In the present day, they are said to be inaccessible to both humans and Saurians alike. During the World Quest series Tale of Dreams Plucked from Fire, we learn more about what the Upper Sanctum is and how to get there. While exploring some underground ruins, we come across an NPC named Chikya. She wishes to reach the Upper Sanctum, hoping to find an elixir that can cure all injuries. After solving some puzzles underground, we are able to ride a spirit way that takes us all the way up to the floating islands. We traverse the various floating islands before eventually making it to the main island of the Upper Sanctum. Upon arriving here, we do not find an elixir that can cure all injuries, something that did not surprise Chikya. Instead, we find a hot spring consisting of phlogiston. Still, what exactly is this place and why are these islands floating? Well, the origins of the Upper Sanctum actually tie back to the Sage of the Stolen Flame. He was a dragon who stole the secrets of phlogiston and taught them to humans. Once again, this is a story that I've covered in my recent Rise of Natlan video. Anyways, the Upper Sanctum is where this legendary sage stayed. When humans made it up here, he would teach them the ways of phlogiston and how to utilize it. It is said that any who bathe in the hot spring would be granted the power to wield phlogiston. After many years though, this realm of purity would eventually be hidden away by the Sage of the Stolen Flame himself. Either way, most humans in Natlan are still able to wield phlogiston. This place would only be revisited by us thousands of years later. In the present day, it remains a wondrous part of Natlan's skyline. The next location I want to discuss actually relates to the location that we just talked about. Far off in the waters of southeastern Natlan, you can come across a hidden isle known as the Firethief's Secret Isle. Initially, this island is even hidden on the in-game map, reflecting the secret part of its title. When you first travel here, you will be greeted by a perpetual overcast and a slight mist that covers the whole isle. On the isle, you can also find a series of 4 time trial challenges. The first 3 of these challenges can be done in any order, with the 4th appearing at the isle's center after completing the first 3. Each challenge that is completed will illuminate part of the ancient mural that remains on the isle's cliffside. Upon completing all 4 of these challenges, the strange weather will dissipate, allowing the sun to shine down on the isle once again. Now, you may be wondering how exactly this location ties back to the Upper Sanctum. Well, I believe that this isle is actually where the Sage of the Stolen Flame held trials for humans. After all, Firethief would be another fitting title for the Sage of the Stolen Flame. The quote given on the viewpoint, "Venture to a secret isle," also sounds like something he would say as a dragon to the humans. "O puny people, O power-hungry race, what price are you willing to pay? What sacrifice will you make for that which you covet?" It was said that the Sage of the Stolen Flame required a trial to impart the knowledge of phlogiston to humans, and this isle may very well be where those trials took place. Of course, one of the most wondrous and mysterious locations in all of Natlan has to be the Night Kingdom. This mysterious realm is unique to Natlan, functioning as the nation's ley lines. Long ago, the Night Kingdom would be created by the Lord of the Night, whose name I won't even try to pronounce. She would be guided in this endeavor by Renova, the Shade of Death, who had quite a big role in Natlan's history. The Lord of the Night would use the fragments of the old ley lines to construct a similar network, eventually resulting in the Night Kingdom. Later on, the first Pyro Archon, Xbalanque, would also use his power to strengthen this realm. As I mentioned earlier, the Wyab of Natlan reside in this mysterious realm. They grant the people of Natlan protection as long as they are within the nation's borders, and they also give them their ancient names. If one of these ancient name bearers dies in the Nightworn Wars, they would enter the Night Kingdom. The Pyro Archon would then be able to bring them back with the Ode of Resurrection, an ability that originates from Renova. Interestingly, the Night Kingdom can only record memories of those within Natlan. Xilonen believed that she would have trouble forging an ancient name for the Traveler, as their feats outside of Natlan were not recorded in the Night Kingdom. Luckily, the Lord of the Night was able to help out with this, giving Xilonen and Citlali the Pilgrim's Chronicle for the Traveler. This gadget would record the Traveler's deeds in Natlan, allowing an ancient name to be forged for them. Their ancient name has yet to be created, but it is a step in the right direction. Additionally, the Night Kingdom is also home to one of the mysterious divine nails that we have previously seen in various other nations. This divine nail is likely here to help fight against the Abyss, which does have a major presence in the Night Kingdom. As Natlan's Archon quests continue, I'm sure that we will learn more about this divine nail and the Night Kingdom as a whole. And those are 7 of the wonders found within Natlan. If you haven't seen my other 7 wonders videos on the other nations, I recommend you check those out. Again, as more of Natlan gets released, I will be making more videos like this to cover the wondrous locations of these new areas. I would love to hear what other wonders throughout Teyvat you'd like to hear me go over in this series in the comments below as well. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Sources and further readings are also in the description if you want to check them out. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next video.